I'm here with Mark Hayes, one of the co-owners here at Timmerman's Supper Club. Timmerman's, I would say it's a real icon here in the tri-state area. Just beautiful, beautiful vista views of the river and everything. And it's just a fantastic supper club that you got here, Mark.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about Timmerman. How long have you been part of the ownership here?
Well, part of the ownership here, we took over. We're in our 21st year. We took over in January of 2003. And before that, I've been working I started as a dishwasher in 1984 and kind of did a little everything else.
1984, you were a dishwasher.
Dishwasher and did everything else in between, and I still wash dishes and do everything else as part of my duties as well.
Part of the joys of ownership, doing the dishes when everybody else necessarily can't. What do we got here? What's this guy?
That is a Cosmopolitan Martini.
Yeah, one of the best things about supper clubs has to be their mixed drinks. Tell me a little bit about your bar.
Well, we have a huge bar out there, a big kidney-shaped bar. Everybody loves it. All open around. Everybody have conversation all the way around. Known for old fashions right in front of me. Everybody around here wants to have their old fashions,
Right.
Variety of different kinds, but they're all very similar. Martinis, a lot of martinis. We have you have one in front of here, the Cosmopolitan. There's traditional martinis. There's fruity martinis. Anything you want, they will make for you.
And then we got here, we got a shrimp cocktail.
Oh, big 1620 black tiger shrimp.
It's nice. It's a wonderful little appetizer.
It is.
Not too heavy. And I love the idea, once again, doing a lot of homemade stuff around here as well.
Correct. Everything we make here, everything we serve here is made here. So
everything you serve is made here. And this is a White Russian.
That is a White Russian. Traditionally, that's an after-dinner drink, but you just drink them whenever you feel like.
I'm a big dessert first guy.
That way you know you get it.
Yeah. So what is it about supper clubs, I guess, that still draws people in today?
Well, supper clubs is a term that's been around for a long time. Everybody wants to know what the definition. I guess every place has its own little definition about supper clubs, but traditionally for our supper club, it just meant, it was a big bar, the food, the dancing. That's been a little bit off since the COVID.
Not a lot of dancing.
Well, with the COVID, everything kind of changed everything a little bit, but traditionally that was all encompassing with the supper clubs. Ours being a little different than most. A lot of supper clubs around are a little bit smaller, a little bit more intimate, more dark. We obviously have a bigger place with taking advantage of the view that she picked out when she built it. And
as you should, because it's just absolutely gorgeous looking out here. This White Russian is also fantastic. I really enjoy it. Is, yeah, it's a sweeter cocktail,
That's
but
right.
I don't mind having my dessert first. Wow.
You should try this one if you like the desserts first.
Oh, well, don't twist my arm, Mark. What is this guy here?
This is a Girl Scout cookie martini, kind of variation of the minty Girl Scout cookie.
Right. So a little bit of a thin mint. This is nice. I like it. It's sweet, and sometimes having a boozy, sweet drink, it's a lot of fun.
It is.
Now, you folks, I think it's fair to say that cater a little bit more towards a little bit more fine dining.
Yes, I mean I would say in an area we are probably considered one of the. I'm not going to say we're upper scale fine dining because you don't want to put yourself out of a general market, but the food we provide I think is top quality. Comparable or maybe above a lot of the places that are around here. What you have there is a steak Diane. It's a little filet mignon medallions, topped with a sauce, a little brandy Madeira wine, brown sauce, mushroom, little Dijon mustard.
This is delightful. The filet mignon is perfect. It is melt in your mouth, buttery, and I love mushrooms. Mushrooms is probably one of my favorite foods.
That's one of my favorite dishes.
And this hearty brown sauce that you have here, it is a very complex flavor with that little bit of wine. Also just really just hearty and delicious. Absolutely fantastic.
Enjoy. That's my favorite.
Giant hunks of mushrooms. This is fantastic. Tell me a little bit about Timmerman's. I mean, if you've been here since 84.
84 as a kid, yes.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about the history of the place.
Well, I mean, the history of traditionally when the place was originally built, it was opened up in 1961. Helen and Bob Timmerman were the owners, original builders of this. They picked out this place. There's nothing else here up in the hill. They had to carve up the hill to come up, build the place. So opened in 1961. It was the premier place in the area. I mean, that's obviously before a lot of chain restaurants and everything come in, but it is. And it served a lot of different clientele. Helen, I mean, she could pick and choose her customers. She had a waiting list, people coming in. You know, she said, you go to the bar, you have to have 2 drinks before you get a table. So the bar was full all the time too. So
Oh man,
a lot of stories of Helen and Bob Timmerman. So what her vision when she picked it out in 1960, in the probably late 50s was when she actually picked it out.
I can imagine stepping on a bluff, looking at this view and saying, well, of course I should have a beautiful restaurant
Well,
here.
of course.
Yeah, and then your old fashioned. It's kind of hard not to go to a supper club and not have an old fashioned.
Traditionally, I mean, we have there's a lot of variations, but around here, brandy is top, and whiskey and Southern Comfort are probably the top 3 types of old fashions that people have. But there's variations. You can get bourbon, you can get whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Everybody has a preference, but they're all good.
A lovely semi-sweet cocktail. You know, as long as you're not putting too much simple syrup in there, you can still get that nice hearty booze flavor too.
I mean, does it? You taste the brandy in there?
I can taste the brandy. I love it. Fantastic. I enjoy this a lot. And then finally, our last dish here. This is what? What do we got here?
What we have here is a fillet of Norwegian salmon. We grill the Norwegian salmon to perfection, and we put it on a plate of, it's a little tarragon and dill with cream sauce with a touch of lemon.
Oh, the sauce is great. I love, it's really complimentary. You know, salmon, it can be tricky. You don't want to overpower it. You want to be able to taste the fish. And that's what, it's a nice subtle sauce that really balances well with the rest of the fish.
I agree.
Oh, tell you what, this is $1 million view that you got up here, Mark. The dishes match that as well.
Thank you.
And the cocktails, it's so much fun, so much variety happening here that I'm sure there is a lot of people coming back just for this.
You bet. And we have more of that to come if you want to do the bar after.
I might be able to have one more, Mark.
Okay.
Thanks for having us in.
You bet. Thank you.